Last time we have learnt about a few prefixes, okay, and you were given homework questions related to dimensions and also related to the prefixes and all that. Okay, so do you have any doubts with those questions? Anyone having doubts with any of the questions? Okay, so I believe you are talking about the questions of dimensions. All right. Okay. Okay, all right. So I went to fetch the questions. Right. Okay. So some of you are saying that you have doubt with question 20, right? Yeah. So let's start. So some of you said that you have doubt with question 20 and 21 and 24. Yes. Your doubt is about fourth question of dimensions. Is your doubt about fourth question of dimensions? Okay. So I'll quickly solve some of the doubts. Obviously, it's not possible to solve each and every question from the homework, otherwise it wouldn't be called homework, right? But I'll solve a few of these. So 14th question from dimensions, okay, and we will do it fast. We cannot spend too much time with the same topic. So question is E square is equal to x square by g. Okay, E square is equal to x square by g. You know g is that acceleration for gravity, isn't it? So g has dimensions of acceleration. Basically x square will be t square into g. So dimensions, if I take dimensions of x square, that will be dimensions of t square into dimensions of g. Alright, t stands for time period. Time period has same dimensions as time. So t raised to 2. G stands for acceleration. Okay, g stands for acceleration. So L raised to 1, t raised to minus 2. Okay, again g is for acceleration. So ultimately this will become L raised to 1. Okay, and t raised to 0. That is only L raised to 1. So now these are dimensions of square of x. That's why dimensions of x will be L raised to 1 square root. Square root means half power. Is this clear? X, dimensions of x are L raised to 1 by 2. Clear or not clear? Okay. Again, square root means half power. Okay, I will solve one question of addition. Love problem is most likely on your side. Okay. Just give me one moment. I'm sorting this camera issue out. Okay. No, G is not force. Thank you so much, love, for such a judgment. Okay, now I will solve one question involving addition or subtraction. Okay, so that question is let's say number 7. Let's solve one question involving addition or subtraction, which is number 7. Half mx plus gy is equal to E. Okay, G is gravitational acceleration, E is energy, m is mass, of course. Okay, m is mass. Right? So now if you are going to add two quantities, the rule for addition is that they should have same dimensions. So dimensions of m into x are same as dimensions of g into y, and the result also has same dimensions. I hope this is clear to everybody. Okay, again, rule number 3 for dimensions. When you add two quantities, they have same dimensions. Why am I not writing half? Half is dimensionless. It's a number. Okay, so based on these, dimensions of x is equal to dimensions of E divided by dimensions of m. Ignore this for a while. Okay, just ignore this. So this is going to be m raised to 1, l raised to 2, t raised to minus 2 divided by mass is m raised to 1. So finally dimensions of x are l raised to 2, t raised to minus 2. So like this you can find it in case of addition also. Alright? Now, okay, now I am going to solve question 20. Okay, question 20, 20. 15 is just like this. 15 is just like number 7. Okay. If you want to find Planck's constant, I understand in number 15 you might be having a trouble with Planck's constant. Okay, so for Planck's constant you can use this formula. For Planck's constant you can use this formula. H is equal to E into T. Okay, I repeat, this is the hint for question 15. For 15th H, the Planck's constant is E into T. Alright, E for energy and T is for time period. E is for energy and T is for time period. Use that, you can find out its dimensions. Okay, now like I was saying, we are going to do number 20. It is given that T into V is equal to y square sine capital T into x upon f. Okay, f is force, of course, T is time period, capital T is time period, small t time. See, these are some standard symbols, everyone. V for speed, small v is for speed, f is for force. Okay, hopefully when you read the questions above, you get an idea that f is force and all that. Okay. Now let's use all of this. Now here we have an angle. So first of all, we'll start with the angle. We have angle, right? Whatever is given after sine is angle. So Tx by f is the angle. Clear or not clear? Tx by f is the angle. Okay. Okay or not okay? Now, that would mean this is dimensionless, right? That would mean this is dimensionless, means m raised to 0, l raised to 0, t raised to 0. Because of rule number 2, angles are dimensionless. That's why dimensions of x are same as, but this is all 1. Okay, so don't have to worry about that. Dimensions of force upon dimensions of capital T, that is time period. Okay, so dimensions of force m raised to 1, n raised to 1, t raised to minus 2 upon dimensions of time period are same as time. So capital T for time. Okay, so final answer is dimensions of x are going to be m raised to 1, n raised to 1, t raised to minus 3. Why minus 3? This is minus 2 and power 1 here. So minus 2 minus 1 is minus 2. Okay, I hope that's clear. Now, what about y? What about y? To solve this question further, we'll have to talk about y. Alright? So, sine this whole thing, sine theta, cos theta, tan theta, such trigonometric ratios, they are all dimensionless. That's why dimensions of t into dimensions of v is equal to dimensions of y squared. Understood? Because this thing here, sine theta, is dimensionless. Clear or not clear? Is this step clear, everyone? Is this step clear? Okay? Now, from that we can say, we can put all these dimensions, time t, speed v, that is l raised to 1, t raised to minus 1 is equal to dimensions of y squared. That's why dimensions of y squared are same as l. Okay, dimensions of y squared are same as l. So final answer shall be dimensions of y is equal to l raised to 1 by 2. Okay, this is l raised to 1. So square root, if you take square root, you get half power. Okay, if you take square root, you get half power. Alright, fine. So I think that's enough. Alright, the other questions you have to follow similar rules. Again, follow the 3 rules, that's it. Right? That if you have got powers, if you have got trigonometric ratios, if you have got logarithm or anything like that, all these things, they are dimensionless. Angles, dimensionless, that's the second rule. And the third one is that when you add or subtract quantities, whenever you see addition or subtraction, then everything is supposed to have the same dimensions, whatever you are adding or subtracting. Okay. Yeah, so I know some of you are having problems with understanding dimensions of these quantities which are given. For example, in 21, in 22, you are given things like torque, angular acceleration, moment of inertia and all that, isn't it? Okay. I know you are struggling to find dimensions of those things themselves, yes or no? Don't worry about all that. See, for the purpose of this exercise or this assignment, what you can do is you have been given a list of all dimensional formulas in your textbook. It's given at the back, okay, in appendix. In one of the appendix, it is given, right? You have the list of dimensional formulas of all quantities. You don't need to remember them like I have told you earlier. You only need to remember 10. Okay, the other ones, if you don't know, for example, let's say when you are trying to solve question 22 and you don't know what is dimensional formula for torque, for example, in question 22. At that time, what you could do is you can go to that list and from that find out a formula for torque. Okay, from that list you can find out a formula for torque. For example, torque is roughly speaking force into distance. Okay, like this a formula will be given. Like this a formula will be given in the textbook, okay, in the appendix at the back. You can use this formula and using that you can find out the dimensions. Have you understood what I am saying? Have you understood what I am saying here? See, I found dimensions of torque right here for you. Like this you can find them all. Understood? Like this you can find whatever is missing. For example, torque, moment of inertia, okay, like that. Amplitude or wavelength or whatever that is, right? Do you need to memorize them? Do you need to memorize them? No. Okay, you don't need to memorize all those things given in the book. Alright, just remember the 10 that I have explained on the board earlier. Alright, so don't worry about memorizing all of that. Okay, again, like I said, it's not possible to solve all the questions. Okay, or else each one of you is going to ask me to solve one question and I'll have to do your homework. Alright, follow the rules carefully and you should be able to do everything. Right, whichever quantity is missing, you look at it from the table. Alright, that's how you do it. Fine. Now let's go to the second assignment about significant figures, scientific notation and converting unit. Any doubt with those ABD sections? Anyone? Any doubt with ABD sections? Point out question, Sama. Point out the question. I hope everyone has done it sincerely. Okay? I hope everyone has done it sincerely. Don't take it lightly. These are basic things, but they are very, very useful. Okay. Alright. Yeah, so part D of that assignment and question 7. Okay, part D, question 7. That's what some of you have asked me. Let's do it. So it says 0.000. How many zeros are there? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 zeros and a 4 and mm. Right? So first of all, you have to convert this to meter. Right? First of all, you have to convert this to meter. Now this is again very simple. What does this milli stand for? Milli means how much? 10 raised to? Milli means what? 10 raised to? First thing is you should know this without fail. Some of you are giving wrong answers here. Milli means 10 raised to minus 5. So I will simply, minus 3. Okay, some of you are putting 10 raised to minus 5. That's not true. It's 10 raised to minus 3, everyone. 10 raised to minus 3, not minus 5, not minus 2. It's minus 3, 10 raised to minus 3. So what I have done, I have written the value of milli. Milli, that is 10 raised to minus 3. Clear so far? Clear so far or not? I have put the value of milli. Is this clear? Okay. Now, what about the number? This is the number 0.00004. So, if I will write it as 4 into 10 raised to minus 5, is this fine? This number itself becomes 4 into 10 raised to minus 5. Understood? Number itself becomes 4 into 10 raised to minus 5. So, final answer will be 4 into 10 raised to minus 8 meter. Clear? Final answer will be 4 into 10 raised to minus 8 meter. Got it? Alright. So this is how you convert it. Alright. Again, use the prefixes. In my opinion, the best method is to put the value of the prefixes everywhere, gets it done. Now there was one more doubt about question 10, I think. In part A or part B? Part A or part B? Someone said 10 question, part A or part B? Which one? Part B. Part A, Part A, number 10. Okay, part A, number 10. Right. So basically there is a little bit of typing mistake over there. The question is minus 0.000100. Clear? This is the question. Minus 0.00100. So if you convert it to scientific notation, this can be written as minus. You have to shift the point over here. I hope you realize that. This point should go here. So you have to shift it by 3 places. So this will become minus 1.00 into 10 raised to minus 3. Clear? Shift it by 3 places. So 10 raised to minus 3. Okay. For negative number also the rules are same, everyone. For negative numbers also the rules are same. Okay? You just have to follow it in a similar manner. Part C कौन है? Part C you were not supposed to do part C. કેટલી તમને કીધું હતું કે નહીં? हैं? Were you told that you are not supposed to do part C? You only have to do part A, B and D. Part B number 10, minus 8.925 into 10 raised to minus 2. Last time people, I will not explain basics again and again. This is your last chance. So this is going to be, you have to write it in standard notation. You have to write in standard notation, so we have to get this 10 raised to minus 2 as 1 upon 100, okay? Divide by 100, so it will become 0.08925. Got it? Shift the point by 2. આવું બેઝિક હવે શીખવાડવું ન પડવું જોઈએ. Pay attention in class. Okay, last one for your doubt. You cannot have unlimited doubt solved, right? It's not possible. We have to cover the syllabus as well. So here is last question for this home assignment. D question 8. Okay, for D question 8, 6.4 megameter equal to how many kilometer? 6.4 megameter equal to how many kilometer? So over here, first of all we start from this. So 6.4 mega, 10 raised to how much? Everyone, mega means 10 raised to, mega means 10 raised to. अरे ये नहीं आवड़े तो नहीं चाले. Must memorize all that. 10 raised to 6, very good. Mega means 10 raised to 6. Okay, but kilo means 10 raised to 3. So what we should do is we should write it. We should write this as this. We should split it so we get 10 raised to 3. Clear? 10 raised to 3, 10 raised to 3, 10 raised to 6. Okay, so we get it like this. Now 10 raised to 3 meter will now become kilometer. Alright, 10 raised to 3 means kilo. So final answer is 6.4 into 10 raised to 3 kilometer. 6.4 into 10 raised to 3 kilometer. Got it? Fine. Okay, so I think that's enough for sorting the doubt from the assignment. Okay, now let's proceed. You know why I don't solve all the doubts? Simple reason. If I will solve all questions, what will you do? When will you learn? So try harder. Okay? Try again. Use the rules. Read the theory that I have taught you. Okay? See the examples. No. Not to be done. Shantanu. Not to be done. Okay. Try it yourself, that one. Try it yourself. Okay. Now let's proceed. So last time we were talking about some units of time, isn't it? Like day and year and all that. Okay, hours, minutes, days, seconds, etc. etc. We related all this. So today, first of all, we are going to relate units of angles and then we will go to units of distance. Okay, let's have a look at some units of angle. Right? Now, again, angle is a quantity, remember. Angle is a quantity. Clear? Okay, so units of angle. One unit that you already know is degree. Yes or no? I am sure you are well aware of this unit. Degree, correct? You have used it so often in 10th standard and 9th standard. Right? So degree. That's fine. Now related to degree, there are some other units we will talk about. So first of all, symbol of a degree is like this. This is how you write 1 degree, correct? This is how you write 1 degree. So a new unit that I am going to tell you about is minutes. Okay, but to not confuse with times unit, often the symbol of minute that we use is a single inverted comma like this. I repeat, symbol of minutes is a single inverted comma like this. Okay, so what's the meaning of this unit? 1 minute. 1 minute for angle is equal to 1 upon 60 degrees. Or conversely, you can say 1 degree is equal to 60 minutes. Did you understand? Did you understand this first one? 1 degree becomes 60 minutes. So it's like the 60th part of a degree. The 60th part of a degree is called 1 minute. This is not a minute of time. This is minute of angle. I repeat. This is not minute of time. It is of angle. Alright? So 1 by 60 of degree is called 1 minute. Or conversely, if you multiply 60 over there, 1 degree is 60 minutes. Understood? 1 degree is 60 minutes. It's a definition. You have to remember it. I make it clear, everyone. This formula is the definition of minute. Basically, it's just like 1 hour is 60 minutes. Yes or no? It's just like 1 hour is 60 minutes. Similarly, 1 degree is 60 minutes in angle. Clear? Okay? Everyone keep interacting. Right now I am only seeing 11 hands up. Have others not understood? Have others not understood this? Okay, let's put a simple example that will make it clear. Suppose someone tells you half degree or 0.5 degree. Okay, 0.5 degree is how many minutes? Again, this symbol, inverted comma, this single inverted comma is for minute. 0.5 degree is how many minutes? It's just like asking half hour, 0.5 hour is how many minutes in time. What will be your answer here? What will be your answer here? Come on. Half an hour is how many minutes? 30 minutes. Very good. Very good. 30 minutes. Just like that, 30 here. Did you understand? 0.5 degree is 30 minutes. Clear or not clear? Clear or not clear? Okay, let's try one more. Let's try one more. Suppose someone says 1 by 10 degree. Suppose someone says 1 by 10 degree is how many minutes? It's just like asking 1 by 10 hour is how many minutes? Answer will be same. 1 by 10 hour is how many minutes? Some of you are giving wrong answer. Many of you are giving correct answer. Very good. अरे आ तो आवडू જોયો 6 minutes. Is that clear? Obviously 1 hour is 60 minutes. So if you divide by 10, how many minutes? Got it? Okay or not okay? Just like that. 1 by 10 degree is 6 minutes. Got it? Clear? 0.1 नहीं, 0.1 तो degree था. Okay? Fine. So like this you have to convert. Very easy, isn't it? It's just like time. I hope you see it's just like time. Yes or no? So if you know how to do it for time, you already know this. I'd say you already know this. Okay, next one. So this is first important relation to remember. Let's go to the second important relation to remember. Now just like there is second in time, basically in time we have 1 minute equal to 60 seconds, just like that. Here also we have 1 minute is equal to 60 seconds. Now symbol of seconds is double inverted comma. Symbol of seconds is double inverted comma. Second in angle is written like this, double inverted comma. Alright? So this is the relation. 1 minute in angle is equal to 60 seconds. 1 minute in angle is equal to 60 seconds in angle. Alright? Okay, try this now. So this is the second important relation. You can also write this in this form. I hope you understand. You can also write it in this form. Second form clear? Is this form clear or not clear? Is this form clear or not clear? I just divided the 60 on that side, right? I just divided the 60 on that side. Okay, fine. Try this now. Come on, try this example. Suppose someone would say 1. Okay, suppose someone would say 10 minutes equal to how many seconds? 10 minutes, how many seconds? 10 minutes, how many seconds? How many seconds? 600. Very good. Okay, 600. Just like time again. If someone will say 10 minutes in time, is how many seconds of time? Then that is 600. Yes or no? Very easy to convert, isn't it? Okay. Fine. Let's go to third relation. Excuse me. Let's go to third relation. Now third relation about unit. Please write the name of the unit. Now don't forget. Please write the name of the unit, because when we speak, it will be in form of the names, right? So you should know the names. Third relation. 1 degree is how many seconds? Can you tell me that? 1 degree is how many seconds? 1 degree is how many seconds? Can you tell me that? Very good. Many of you have given correct answers. Well done, people. Okay, this is basically like asking, degree is like hour, isn't it? Degree is like hour, and this is angle in second. So 1 hour is how many seconds? 3600 seconds. Okay, basically it's like this. Then 1 degree is 60 minutes, and 60 minutes into 60 seconds. Okay, I hope you understood this. 1 degree is 60 minutes. Okay, and 1 minute is 60 seconds, right? So that's how you get 3600. This is also an important relation. This is also an important relation. Okay? Fine. Now, can you answer this question? Let's take as an example. 1.5 degree equal to how many seconds? 1.5 degree equal to how many seconds? Relations don't have names, my friend. Means units have name. This is degree and this is second. So this is relation of degree with second. Answer this, come on. Answer this. Oh no, some of you are making silly mistakes. Some of you are making silly mistakes. And yes, some of you are giving right answers also. It's not like everyone is wrong. Yes, 5400. 5400. Okay, how so? Have a look, everybody. This is my method of doing it. Okay, and I really find that my method is possibly the simplest. If I want to find 1.5 degree, I will write this in this manner. Did you understand? Did you understand or not? 1.5 and 1 degree. Okay, and what is value of 1 degree? What is value of a degree? 3600 seconds. So 1.5 into 3600 seconds. Multiply them. 1.5 into 36 is 54. So 5400 seconds. Method clear? Method clear or not clear? Okay, fine. Put your hands down, everybody. Put your hands down. Put your hands down. Now, you see, so far we have discussed 3 units of angle. We have been talking about 3 units. 1, degree. Right? Whose symbol is this? Second, minute. Okay, whose symbol is 1 inverted comma. Third, second. And its symbol is double inverted comma. Alright, this is what we have talked about so far for units of angle. Right? We related all these things. Now, we are going to talk about the next unit, which is probably the most important unit. Okay. You see, all of these, they are not SI units. Okay, I repeat. They are not SI units. Degree, minute, second, they are not SI units. And generally in calculations in physics, we try to use SI units. Okay, they are preferred. Alright, they are preferred. So what is the SI unit of angle? Now we talk about that. SI unit of angle is not all of this. It is called radian. Okay, what is it called? Its name is radian. R-A-D-I-A-N. Okay, it is called radian. Symbol of this unit is R-A-D. I repeat, symbol of this unit. This is name of unit and this is the symbol of unit. Symbol of the unit is RAD. Just like degree symbol is this, second minute symbol is this, and so on. Okay. Right? So now we will find out what's the relation of this radian with all these. Okay. Here we go. So this is the basic relation which helps you remember. Okay, this is the basic relation. It is that 1 radian, 1 RAD, radian, is equal to 180 divided by pi. You know what's pi, right? So 1 radian is 180 divided by pi degrees. I repeat, 1 radian is 180 divided by pi degrees. this relation you can also write it like this. If you multiply pi here, if you would multiply pi here, then you can also write it as pi radian equal to 180 degrees. Clear? Clear or not clear, everyone? Okay? Fine. So now, let's see one or two conversions based on this. Frankly, I like this one. Okay, I like this. I use it very easily. This is a little tricky to use, not wrong. Again, I'm only saying that this is a little simple to use. Okay, let's take an example or two. So suppose someone would say 2 pi radian is how many degrees? Can you tell me 2 pi radian is how many degrees? Two pi radian is how many degrees? Very good. 360 degrees. 360 degrees. So basically, if you try to imagine a circle, this is a circle, isn't it? Okay. If you go around the circle like this, that is 360 degrees. Yes or no? Around the circle, 360 degrees. Yes or no? Okay, and when you write circumference of a circle for 360 degrees, complete circumference, how much is the circumference? How much is the circumference of a circle? Circumference of a circle. Chat box, come on, don't raise your hand. Circumference of a circle. Circumference of a circle. 2 pi r. R is radius, isn't it? You are saying that circumference of the circle is 2 pi r. Do you notice something? 2 pi. 2 pi. Yes or no? Did you notice that? 360 degrees. When you get the whole circle, 360 degrees, you write its circumference. You see, you are getting this angle here. Yes or no? Okay, it's not a coincidence. Basically, this is a rule that whenever you write circumference, then whatever thing you get here except r, that is actually the angle converted to radian. Okay, let's take one more example. Pi by 2 radian. How many degrees? Pi by 2. Use common sense. Pi radian 180 degree. Pi by 2 radian, half. How many degrees? How many degrees? Yes, now it is 90 degrees. Very good. Okay. Pi by 2 radian 90 degree. Clear or not clear? Let me explain it again. See, we know that pi radian is 180 degrees. So if it's pi, it is 180. Then if it's pi by 2 radian, then how much is it? Can you do cross multiplication? Everyone? Can you do cross multiplication? That will give you 90 degrees. Understood? Okay? Alright? Cross multiplication will also work. So that's why I suggest that you remember this formula. It helps. This is not wrong, but I think this is easier to use. That's it. Okay. Try this now. Let's go reverse. Can you tell me 60 degrees is how many radian? Can you tell me 60 degrees is how many radian? Can you tell me 60 degrees is how many radian? Yes, many of you have given right answer. Well done, people. Well done. It is pi by 3 radian. 60 degree is pi by 3 radian. Fairly simple. Have a look. Did you understand? Pi radian 180. How many radian? 60 degrees, pi by 3. Got it? Okay. Fine. Try this now. Try this. 135 degree is how many radian? 135 degree is how many radian? 135 degree is how many radian? No, I'm not seeing answers. I'm not seeing correct answers anywhere. Come on people, try harder. 135 degrees is how many radian? Yes, Krish, correct. Right answer in fractions. Everybody, please write answer in fractions. Okay, here we go. Have a look. This is 135 degree. Okay, and this is unknown. So if you cross multiply, this answer should be equal to 135 into pi upon 180. Clear or not? Let's cancel factors. You can cancel this with 45. 45 3, 45 4. Got it? 45 3 are 45 4. Alright? So final answer is 3 pi by 4 radian. Got it? Final answer is 3 pi by 4 radian. Okay? No other answer. Fractions. Okay? I said we want to write it in fractions. So 3 pi by 4 radian. Understood or not? So like this, you know, you can convert between degree and radian. Now by extension, have a look here. By extension, very simple one. 1 radian is how many minutes? This is minute again. 1 radian, how many minutes? Can you find it? See, I'll give you hint. First you go from radian to degree, and then from there you go to minute. Clear? First you go from radian to degree, then you go to minute. Just give me that expression, okay? I don't want you to divide, multiply anything. Just give me that expression. What relation you get? I don't want you to calculate, no problem. Just give me that expression. What into what upon what? Something like that. 1 radian, how many minutes? I do not want the calculated answer, just give me the expression. Yes, people have started giving right answers, very good. But there are some wrong answers also. Okay, have a look. First of all, 1 radian is 180 by pi degree. Okay, 1 radian is 180 by pi degree. And 1 degree is how many minutes? 60 minutes. So final answer should be this. Clear? This answer is clear? Because 1 degree is 60 minutes. Raise your hand if it is clear. Raise your hand if it is clear. Okay, then of course you can put pi's value. Of course you can put pi's value as 3.14 and then get a number here. Understood? That is for you to calculate as homework. You can put pi's value. You can put pi's value and get the final answer here. Okay, that's your homework. Now, number 6. Suppose you want to go from radian to arc second. Okay, radian to second. Can you tell me expression just like this? Can you tell me the expression just like this? What should I write in R second? Can you tell me the expression just like this? હોશિયાર થઈ ગયા હો તમે લોકો. Yes, the correct answer will be 180 divided by pi. So first of all, this is in degree, and then from degree we go to minute, right? From degree we go to minute. So multiply by 3600. So this is your answer. Understood? Okay. All right. So now everyone here. Here, I'm telling you what's your homework. I'm telling you what's your homework. In that assignment there is part C, which you were not supposed to do yesterday. Today it is your homework. Is that clear? Is this clear, everyone? Part C is your homework. Okay? Everyone noted that? Raise your hand if you noted that. Part C from that assignment is your homework. Okay, with that let's end today's class. All right, goodbye everyone.